Hello and welcome to Voices of Parenting podcast. I am so glad you're here. My name is Mussy Diskin. I am an advanced nurtured heart approach trainer. I am a parenting coach. I am also an inner wealth coach, which means that I help people rediscover and connect to the people that they truly were all along, but may have gotten forgotten along the way. So to find out more about me and what I offer, you can check out mussydiskin.com. I would love to connect and I would love to hear your feedback. Reach out to energizinghearts@gmail.com. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hello, everybody. We're back with Sima Krohner, and I am on a short clock, so we're hopping right in. Go back to the last episode if you want to hear at the beginning of what she was saying and her introduction. Sima, you were just talking about how getting back online is so important for the kids and for us because no learning can happen when that prefrontal cortex, when that thinking brain is straight up. It's like talking to a wall. I love that. If you're not watching us, so you can't see my hand, I would say that just for this, if you could hop on the video and see, like, it's such a good model when your fingers are straight up. It's a wall. You're talking to a wall, and how that pause, that moment. And so you're going to give an example of how, I think it was nurtured heart, but I didn't hear, I cut you off. So the end of your sentence, but walk us into what you were saying because it's amazing, and keep going.
I was just kind of flowing to my next like thought was how, you know, we focus so much on the behavior we want to change, and we put so much energy into it, and how nurtured heart helped me like reframe. And this example that I thought of was I got together with a bunch of friends, a bunch of mothers, and we don't usually schmooze about these things, but one mother just like, she was like, hey guys, like, you're all really nice mothers. I need you to help me, like totally not directed towards me or anything. And she said she has this child and he just comes home from school screaming, like, and he doesn't stop screaming, and it's getting in the way of anything. They can't eat dinner, they can't do homework, they can't communicate with each other, they can't, like, it's just like so difficult. And she tried everything. She tried bribing and threatening, and she tried telling him to stop. She tried doing nothing, and like nothing worked. And she was just like, hey guys, I need your advice. And it was so interesting for me. I had literally just come out of the CTI when this conversation happened, and I was like, I have this new lens to see the world, you know? One of my friends, and they all have such great intentions, you know, was like, okay, tell him he can scream for 10 minutes. Putting on a timer. When 10 minutes is over, the screaming time is done. Like, you have to function as a family. Another one was like, why don't you sit down with him and decorate a box, and it could be his screaming box. And when he comes, he could scream in the box, like, but nowhere else. Like, you have to be able to communicate, and he could scream in his box. It was like this brilliant idea. And then someone else was like, he can scream in his room, you know, he can go and scream in his room, but he can't scream in the kitchen, you know? And everyone was like and then I'm like, guys, we just like, what do you want him to stop doing? I want him to stop screaming. Like, so why are all scream like this and scream like this and scream and scream and scream and scream and scream and scream? All you're talking about is the screaming. What do you want? And she's like, I just want him to be like calm and quiet. So like, can we just like stop for a second? Stop with the screaming. He's screaming. Fine. He's screaming. You want him, bless you. You want him, bless you. If you want him to be calm, why don't you, I don't know, make him chocolate chip cookies or something when he comes home from school? And he's like, for 1 second, while he's like swallowing his cookie, he won't be screaming, and jump in and be like, look at you. You are so, you know, it is so quiet in here, and you know how to be calm. It is so nice to be around you when you're calm. I can hear myself think, and I can hear your sister talking to me, and I can enjoy my food, and you're focusing on what you want to build. You want him to think of himself. If you're focusing on scream, 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 now he's a screamer. He's, well, I tried, but and in his head, in his heart, he identifies as he's just the kid that screams, like he can't control himself. And you literally created that for him by trying to get him to stop screaming. But we put so much of our energy into the behavior that we want to stop that we end up creating more of the problem that we want to solve. We're not actually solving the problem. It's like our lens, you know, we're not seeing things right because we're so like in it. And when you're like, wait a second, like back up, like, what do I want in this moment? And then you can focus on that, and it like makes so much sense. Like everyone's like kind of like what? Why didn't I think of it that way? I have this all the time with myself because I am a mother, and all the time I'm like blah blah, reacting, punishing, threatening. And like, it's so hard to like see it in the moment where you're like, blah, blah, like 1 second. And that's where I feel like the pause comes in. Like, we're just so reactionary in a good way. Like, we just got things we need to do and we need to move on. And if you thank God have a large family, it's just more complicated. There's so much happening at once. And it's, sometimes you just have to like pause and like think like, what do I want here? What's my goal? And if you get back, then I think that's what Nurtured Heart really did for me. It was like, give me that new lens.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That made me so emotional because well, so many things, but I'll start with the emotional last part and we'll see if we get back to the other parts. Like lately, I've really been working on this because it's so crazy to watch myself spiral into all the things I need to do. Because if I get them done, then I can spend time with you guys. If I get them done, then I can relax. If I get them done, then I can enjoy my family and be a good mother and be connected and have all this relationship. So just get out of my way, be quiet, don't have needs, so that I could just get everything done. And I watch myself tense up and I watch myself be super rigid and I watch myself shut down people's questions by answering one word answers and being like, right, like an army commander, go here, do this, because soon I'm going to build inner wealth, because soon I'm going to do Nurtured Heart, because soon I'm going to connect, because right now if I just, and then like I had this moment where my daughter came over to me, she's like, can I have a hug? And I was like, now's not a good time. And then I was like, whoa, okay. I was like, reset. I'm going, yes. And I don't feel like hugging you right now. I told her the whole thing. I'm very clear with my kids. I tell them everything that's happening, and never that they should take responsibility, but that they should have full clarity on what's happening and how it's really not their responsibility and not their fault, but that they should understand their experience with me as a messy, evolving mother. So I'm like, yes, I don't feel like giving you a hug, but I know that a hug is like, yes, like that's way more important than anything I'm doing. Like, why am I saying that I can't give you a hug because I'm doing other things when a hug is more important? I hugged her and I like intentionally like reset myself and allowed myself to like feel the hug and be in the hug and be present. I got into my physical body, felt my body, felt her body against mine, focused on my breathing, whatever it was to bring myself. And then it was this moment of connection and I was like, what in the world? Like, this is what I want. And I almost missed it. Like, this is all that all those other things are for. And I'm busy doing all those other things and I'm missing what I could already have because it's already here. Like, it's here. So it was so beautiful. And that's what I've been working on is like, what do I actually want? Because what if I could have what I want? What if I don't need to deserve it or earn it or work towards it? What if I could already have it and it's okay? And I don't need to worry about the expectations of what a clean house looks like and what good parenting looks like of like kids who do their homework and get to school a certain way. Like, what if I don't worry about any of that and I just have what I want? What do I want? I want a beautiful, happy family. And the other thing I was thinking about, I just wanted to recognize you, Sima, for how you said that. I don't think I've heard it said in all of my Nurtured Heart time. What I want is the calm. So then let's create spaces for calm and opportunities for calm and work towards calm instead of working on like appropriate screaming and better screaming when like I don't want the screaming. That's not even what I want. And that's like the whole thing of like, how do I get through my to-do list and how do I get through like better. It's not about the to-do list. It's about what I want at the end of the to-do list. So why don't I just have what I want and the to-do list will happen. And then the last thing I want to say is that I love what you said is something I've learned about marriage. And I don't know if it's like a more feminine women issue or just me and my sisters, but there's this idea where like, and I see it in my daughter. So I do think it's just a more female trait. This idea where it's like, when I don't have what I want, I complain when really I could just ask for what I want. So it's like, it looks like coming and being like, the house is not clean. You never help. It's too much for me. I can't do it. You didn't take out the trash, whatever it was. Like, could you please do more is already asking. But like I've already gotten better even in the way I'm describing it. But just like complaining about what we don't have. I wish I had. Why don't we have? I hate this and I hate that and I hate the other and I wish it wasn't. Whereas it's like, what do I want? Do I want more help? Okay, I want more help. My brain focuses on the question. I feed it. Like if I want evidence of how miserable my life is, it'll give me evidence of how miserable my life is. If I ask it to help me get what I want, it'll help me get what I want. If my focus is on what I want instead of what I don't have, if I'm so annoyed that I don't have enough help, I will find all the ways I don't have enough help. If I ask my brain, I want help. I want more help. I want more help. It will, here's an opportunity. Here's a way to get more help. Here's a way to get more help. And I can also even just to my husband or to my kids or to whoever I'm relating with, my boss, if I can just come and be like, hey, I'd really like this. Is there any way we can make this happen? The energy is so different. You're giving them the opportunity to serve you, the opportunity to show up for you, the opportunity to love you and take care of you. Whereas complaining just sounds like you're a failure. You're making me miserable. You don't know how to make me happy. You're the worst husband, boss, kid, whatever. So like, I want to complain that my kid's clothes is all over, but if I can think about what I want, actually what I want is for whatever I want, and then go after that, it's like a totally different energy. Anyway, that all related to what you were saying somehow,
Yeah.
and now I want to know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I love that. I relate to everything you're saying. You remind me of one of my favorite quotes. I love a lot of quotes, but I think it's from Albert Einstein. It says, "When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change." So true. You know, the concept of like what you focus on expands, but really like when you change, our brains are wired to see things, the negative things. They like, you know, we need to fix, we're problem solvers, you know, we just want to fix problems and like the problems scream at us. I think just what happened with me, just to get back to on a personal note, because I'm really relating to your struggle, is that after the nurtured heart, I was like, I want to help my child, like this intense kid always reacting, you know, and I'm like, and I would right away because I wanted to do the reset because I was so excited. I need to change his behavior. So I like jumped in and I found myself, first of all, the word reset was really uncomfortable for me. My children are already older and it's not like I'm like starting them. It was just like a weird word, like reset. Like it's just not a familiar word and it didn't come out of me like naturally at all. So it was very awkward. And then I was saying reset and I was like, reset, there's no hitting. Like that wasn't right. Like, and then I just created a power struggle around the reset because he was like, you know, and I'm like, reset. Like, and my eyes are scary. And like, I'm like, reset. Like, I'm the authority over here and I'm telling you, you better reset right now. And I'm like, that's not really the nurtured heart approach. I'm for sure not doing it right. And it wasn't working, that's for sure. And then I realized, you know, Howard talks about resetting yourself before you reset. And he talks about jumping in right away, the first positive moment. And so my child, I would say like reset, and then they would be like sitting there. And I'm like, am I supposed to be like, oh, you're sitting and you're not hitting right now? I'm upset. I'm really upset. You know, he crossed the line. He did something he wasn't supposed to do. It was bad. You know, even if it wasn't so bad. You can't hit your sister. You know, we're in the middle of a meal. You can't like pull the tablecloth. Like, no. Like, and I should be like, oh, look at you. You're sitting so nice. I'm upset. I can't do that when I'm upset. It doesn't work. I don't want to give him positive praise. He did something wrong and he needs to know it. And like this like struggle in my mind of like, and then I'd come like, oh, you're sitting so nice. Like it wasn't like authentic. It was just like, and I was like struggling. How does it work? And then I realized that it's me. Like I'm the problem. Like I'm not the problem. We're never the problem and there's no guilt. But like, if I want this to work, I have to do the work. But like, I have to do the work. I have to reset myself before I could reset him. Before I could expect his behavior to change. Before I could jump in, I have to reset myself. And I am triggered. When my children misbehave, they trigger me. Like, it's just, that's what happens. It's automatic. And it's a reaction. And I'm here talking to you about emotional regulation and how we want our children to regulate themselves. But what about us? We struggle with this. It's a real struggle. Our children trigger us. And how do we reset them in the moment? I need to reset. It's like, I love the example of like, if you're driving forward in a car and like, so resetting is like shifting your whole brain in the opposite direction. That's how I think of it. Like reset, like I'm like reactive and now I'm like reset, like back up, like go back. So if you want to go forward and then you have to back up, something has to happen in between because I was telling myself like reset. I'm upset. Like I can't reset. Reset what? I don't want to reset. I would just get riled up, you know? And then I realized like in order to, if you're going forward in a car and you want to back up, you have to stop first. You have to. You can't go forward and then back. It doesn't work. If you're going forward, you need to stop and then you can back up. And the same thing happens in your mind. If you're like going forward and you're like, wait a second, reset. You can't. It doesn't work. You have to pause. Like for a second, there has to be a pause. And that pause for me was a game changer. The word pause also was much more natural. Like I could be like, pause, everybody, pause. Like we're stopping right now. Like I'll just do that. Like in the middle of a meal, I'll be like, pause. And now it's become a little bit too much. My kids are like, don't say the word pause. And so we'll just like, stop. We'll just literally pause. Whether we use the word or not. But like, it's just, we could pause. We could do, and then after we pause, we could figure out what to do next. Like,
yes,
we could back up. We could talk about next steps. But like that pause for me was a game changer, which is why I created the pause practice.
Yeah, Sima, talk about the pause cards and how we can find them. And this is our closing. So fantastic.
Okay, great. So the best way to find them is go to pausepracticeparenting.com. And the pause cards are really just cards created to ground you in the moment. And not that you should be pulling out these cards in the moment. Like 1 second, let me grab my card. But the idea is in the morning, every morning, you can grab another card and really just like remind yourself, like, of what your goals are, what your values are, what you want to reconnect. What are you pausing to? What are you backing up to? Like, what are you trying to get to? What your values are. And when you can ground yourself, it helps in the moment that when you pause, you can remind yourself, like, oh, right. Like, and each card has another, focus. And if you purchase the cards, I walk you through it. We hold your hand, and I really did it for myself. I created it for myself because this was what I needed. And if anyone else can benefit for it, then that would be great. And we can do this journey together, because I'm really on this journey right now. And I would love for anyone to join me. You could join, you get a daily email, and we could walk through, the pause practice, pausing every day. And just getting back to what we know, like what I said in the last episode, like what's counterintuitive, but you know it to be the right thing. So when you pause for a minute, you can get back to that space of like, oh, right, like this is what I should be doing right now.
Yes. And I just want to say that for those of us that are more reactive and have grown up in more reactive spaces also, it's not a given that we know how to pause, and it's not a given that we know how to regulate. And there are real skills that are tangible and actual that really do help and that are learnable. I don't think it's a willpower thing. I don't think it's a thing that we can just wake up in the morning and say, I'm no longer going to be reactive. I'm no longer going to be triggered, and white knuckle our way through it. We will fail. We will explode. And then after we explode, we'll feel horrible because I told myself I'm not doing it. I'm never going to be like my parents. I'm never going to be like this. I'm never going to be like that. It's not about willpower. You have a brain. Watch the last episode. You have a brain that's doing its thing, and it makes sense, and it's actually a healthy reaction given that it thinks it's in threat. And there's real skills we can learn to help ourselves, and that's what those cards are. And they really teach you skills that can help you to get to that calm space where your thinking brain can work and you can operate in a way that you're proud of and aligned with your values. And so it's a really big gift and treasure. And thank you, Sima, for putting them out there and for hopping on here so everyone can know about them. And I'm 1 minute late to my client, so let's go.
Thank you, Missy.
Thank you for being here. And check the show notes for Sima's information.
Thank you.
Hey, wait, don't go yet. Take a minute to find the beautiful quality that you have, that you appreciate about yourself.